Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the final meeting of the Northside Independent School District Gifted and Talented Education Advisory Council. My name is Danny Lopez. I'm the president of the organization. It's nice to finally see faces in person again. It's been probably 2 years at least. We've learned a lot in the pandemic, not to take for granted the fact that we can get together. Also not to take for granted that we have power in our houses and it's not below freezing outside. So we had to cancel a meeting in February because of that a year ago. So we always kick off our meeting by reading the mission statement of the organization. The mission of the Gifted and Talented Enrichment Advisory Council is to enhance the opportunities and experience of students in Northside ISD by identifying and recommending improvements for the district's Gifted and Talented program, by expanding public opinion and awareness through communications, and by providing funds for grants and specialized GT programs. And so, of course, tonight we'll be awarding our grants, which is a yearly activity we do. We weren't able to fundraise this year as much as we normally did, but because we've been good stewards of our funds in the past, we did have some leftover funds we were able to award this year, and so that's very exciting. But before we do that, we're going to kick off with Roxanne, who's going to give us a state of our GT programs within Northside.
Then it's a little clip, so if you wanted to put that on, that'll work better.
Will that work better?
We'll try it.
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm Roxanne Brown. I'm the GT Program Coordinator for Northside. And GTEAC asked me to give an update of some of the things that are going on with the GT program. So we put together just a short presentation to share some things with you. We have a couple of new additions to our department, which we're really thrilled. This year we have Ginger Brown, who's actually with us in the back. She's our new GT instructional support teacher. And then we also have Katie Hitchman, who has joined our department full-time. She's worked with us previously. She was a math IST under elementary math, and she is now the MAC GT instructional support teacher. So basically we went from having 2 people to having 4 people. So we're really thrilled. I told somebody the other day, I felt like the whole first semester I was pushing a boulder up a hill, and right about when we got to Christmas, I felt like I got to the top of that hill, and Ginger came at the beginning of January, and I felt like then we pushed it over together, and then it started rolling. And Katie came at spring break, and since then I feel like the boulder's now rolling and we're like running after it. So it's been a really great addition and helpful to us. So one of the things that we've done this year, if you haven't checked it out already, is we have a new website in an effort to help parents find out more information about the GT program, whether they're current Northside parents or their parents that are looking to move into the district. We live under the Office of Advanced Academics, which on the north side page, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's a place that says District Programs. And when you click on that, you can search information about all the different district programs. And so we live under the Office of Advanced Academics, and that's actually the first box that populates. So the Office of Advanced Academics includes all of the things that you see listed here. A lot of them are really related to high school, but you can, if you're interested, you can click on any of these tabs and kind of read about the different programs. If you click on the Gifted and Talented tab, it takes you to the GT site. And underneath, you can read about the GT program. We have a tab for every school level, so you can read about elementary, middle, and high school. We have a tab for testing and identification, which has helped with parents moving into the district so they can find out more information about how to have their child referred for testing. We have resources and opportunities to kind of help parents. We put together some frequently asked questions to try to help, because we know that sometimes just reading through just generates questions. So we tried to put some things together. If you have a question after you read our website and there's something that you think of that you think we should add, please send us an email and we'll answer your question and we'll add it to the FAQ page. And then our contact information can be found here. So I'm really proud of this. This is a huge endeavor to try to redo a web page. It takes a lot of time and a lot of coordination. I did not do this. This is Ginger Brown. When Ginger first came, this was a task that I asked her to take on, which was really nice because nobody knew her phone number for a while. And if nobody knows your phone number and they're not sending you emails, you have time to do things like this. And so Ginger spent a lot of time doing research, looking at different programs around the state, different websites, and put together this design, and then worked together with our, not technology, the webmaster to have it all put together. So thank you, Ginger, for that. That was a lot of work. The other thing that we've done this year is, if you're not following us on Twitter, Ginger has actually taken over the Twitter also and is handling our social media. So this is our Twitter handle. She's done a great job, if you look at it, of trying to showcase what's going on our different campuses and what's also going on in the district. So take a look at that and follow if you aren't doing that already. In an effort to help improve professional learning and professional development with the Northside staff, this last year we joined the Region 20 GT Co-op. And what that means is that the district belongs to a cooperative within Region 20 where any district employee can take courses related, professional learning related to GT for free with Region 20. And that's important because the state requires that teachers of GT students that are part of the GT program have a 30-hour professional learning requirement that they must meet. And this is one way. They offer Zoom classes, they offer asynchronous classes that are self-paced, and they also offer in-person classes. So by joining the cooperative, it allows us to have a lot more opportunities for our teachers to go out and get this training. And any teacher can do it. So even a teacher that's not a GT teacher can go through and start earning hours to help improve their professional learning and their service to GT children. This year we were also lucky enough, we have there's an organization called SING, and they work with social and emotional needs of gifted students. And we had 2 of our elementary GT specialists that offered a parent group book study this year. I think they had 6 meetings or 7 meetings, and they kind of gave us a report at our last elementary meeting and said they had really great turnout. Parents were really positive about it, and we've asked them to kind of continue this in the future if they can. This is on their own time, and so it got a really great reception. So in elementary GT, we've been making a lot of changes, and the elementary people have done a phenomenal job this year in really just continuing to improve and look at how we can improve our services. So this is something that most people don't know. This is probably the first time we're really voicing this out loud. As you know, last year, Dr. Woods, our superintendent, filled every elementary school with a full-time GT position. So we've had 81 GT teachers. This next year, we will be adding 2 additional full-time staff who will be extra support at our 4 largest campuses. So they will be split, but at least there will be some relief for our campuses that are really large, that have large number of identified students. So that will bring us to 83 elementary teachers. And if you don't know, there's already school number 83 being built, and in our future bond is school 84. No, 82 is being built, 83 is in the bond. So we will already have 83 teachers. Like if if populations diminish as those schools open, and if not, we'll just add another person if we need to. Did you have a question?
Yeah. Can you share what those 4 campuses are for people that don't know?
I think so, because I think they've been notified. Yes, I think they have been notified. So it is Cole and Bolt, and then the other one is Callison and Beard, right? Callison and Beard. So those will be the splits that will happen. So we're super excited about that because Julissa is at Cole, and Julissa right now, I believe, has 90 identified GT students. And so that's a lot to manage with one person. And we've been able to offer some support with testing, but that doesn't replace the teacher time that they need. So we're really thrilled that that is happening. One of the things that the ISTs have worked on is updating and making some changes to the curriculum. The curriculum in the past has been very centered on different topics of study, and they'll now become more skill-based with our students. And so the primary curriculum will be designed for 1st and 2nd grade, and it'll have 2 different years. It'll have a year A and a year B. And so they will be doing the same thing, like both grades will be doing year A together, and then the next year they'll be doing year B together. So it'll kind of be this rotating curriculum that they'll do with the 1st and 2nd graders. The intermediate, which always makes me think of middle school, but not middle school. This is grades 3, 4, and 5. They will have 3 different yearly themes that rotate every 3 years. So next year's theme is structures, dream, design, and build, but it's still skill-based in what they are working on. And we've had a great team of 2 different teams of teachers that have worked with the ISTs on building what this curriculum is going to look like. So we think it's going to be really great for our kids. We also have at the elementary level the MAC GT program, and that stands for Math and Clustering GT. And what this is, it's a total school clustering model that we use that puts gifted kids and high ability math kids together, and it shortens, the easy way is it lessens the spread of what the teacher has in their room. And so it takes in a cluster room where they have from the high kids to like a low average kid instead of a low. It just kind of shortens that up a little bit. And in the other classroom, it has your high kids, your next level of high, down to your lower kids. And what's great about the way the program is set up is it allows gifted kids to be with other gifted kids in order to grow, right? To have other people like them to be with. And so next year, we are adding 8 additional campuses, so that will be a total of 45. Dr. Woods has asked that by the 25-26 school year that we will have all elementary campuses be MAC GT trained. And that is quite an endeavor to accomplish in the next few years. So we have a lot of work to do in that area. For middle school, some of you probably earlier this year, we talked about the middle school program and how it's changing. The kids have been served in GT content courses over the last 6 or 7 years, but starting next year, they will be in a standalone GT course that is just for them. So this is a year-long course where students will be challenged to think critically, explore, create, develop, and become independent thinkers and leaders. And of course, the name of the course is Independent Thinkers, and there's 1, 2, and 3. So 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. There are 4 strands that repeat throughout the 3 years. They are STEAM, entrepreneurship, character development and leadership, as well as research. And Junior is the IST that has overseen the middle school curriculum rewrites. We have 2 very strong teams of middle school teachers that are thrilled for the change that is occurring. And they have worked to rewrite curriculum. And in fact, we have taken one of the high school teachers, actually there's 2 high school teachers now that are on the 8th grade writing team. One was a middle school teacher, so that they can see and learn what the changes are at the middle school program, because the changes there will affect how we go through and start working next year to kind of update high school and bring it up to where we need to have it. So the course includes depth and complexity, which the kids will have learned in elementary school. 21st century skills that are skills that we talk a lot about in the community, that are college, career, and life skills, as well as social emotional learning, because we want to make sure that we reach out to our kids and help them with learning who they are and feeling comfortable with who they are. So in 6th grade, the GT students, most 6th graders have what's called an advisory class. So now instead of advisory, they will have IT1 replaces that class at middle school. And the focus of this class is GT and learning about oneself and how they fit in the world. This next year, 6th and 7th graders will do this curriculum. So for this one time only, 6 and 7 will have the same, because it was too much to try to do 3 brand new curriculums because there's just one teacher. So this year they will do the 6th grade curriculum with 6th and 7th, and then there's an 8th grade curriculum. And then starting next year, there'll be 3 different ones. It just made it easier it's a big project. So in 7th grade, the GT students, in 7th grade, all students have an ELA block of 90 minutes. The GT students, starting next year, they will only have a 45-minute ELA class. And then somewhere, not blocked with it, but somewhere during the day, they will also have their 45-minute IT2 class. And so that's how we were able to make that work at the 7th grade level. They will have a focus, once we write the 7th grade curriculum, on GT and the local community. So kind of stepping away from myself, like how do I fit with, my surrounding community. In 8th grade, the 8th graders take a MAPS ComApps class. However, IT3 replaces that class, and they earn a high school credit. And they also meet the requirements for communication applications, which is the speech credit. They're not earning a speech credit, they're just meeting the requirements for that, is how that will work. And this one has a focus on GT and the global community. So we're expanding kind of what they're thinking about. This course includes Mindful Monday, so this is a time for mindfulness, some SEL, brain exercises, and then Flexi Friday for STEM challenges and other fun activities. And then they have curriculum that everybody's kind of, working on across the district that is specified the other 3 days. And then if that teacher needs it to go on to Friday, they can. But we thought that was a better way to kind of break up what the kids were working on. And then the grades are 40% formative and 60% summative. Some projects, these are some ideas of things they are working on or will be adding in with the 7th grade. Shark Tank pitches, designing a zoo, Rube Goldberg, coding, debate, social media, fundraising for a cause, balloon cars, boat races, and much more. We're really excited. One of the things they're going to do is cardboard boat races. You should Google it and watch it if you've never seen it. The kids will be tasked with creating cardboard boats that we will actually, their 8th grade culminating event is to go to the natatorium, and we have some 3 feet deep lanes outside, and they will be racing their boats down the lanes. But you've got to watch some video of it on YouTube. It's pretty funny.
Big boats, like they
Yeah.
gotta put themselves
2 people in it. Not like little boats.
they're gonna have to be rowing in the pool to get going out of cardboard. Yeah, so it's gonna be phenomenal. So just wait and see.
If you search it, you'll get the idea. But yes, they've got to have 2 kids in the boat. I guess I should have clarified. Like, it's not like I'm making this. It's like 2 big boats, or 1 boat, but I got to get 2 people in the boat. So I think it'll be a really great, fun day for those kids and kind of their big culminating 8th grade thing. So there is money set aside so that each grade can have a specific field trip at the middle school level. But the 8th grade one, like, that's the one that it will be. And that is it. That is the big changes we've made. It's been quite a year. It's been exciting. We're excited. We still have a lot of work that we want to do. But we've got that ball rolling, and I have help now, and that's really it. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I just had a question about the MAC GT. Is it also like should it be a SPED class, like a co-ed class too, like co-teach class? Like, should that be one and the same? Does that make sense? Like, my daughter's in the MAC GT class, but it's also the co-teach class. Is that the correct model?
It depends on every campus may have a little different class formation set up. So we've had some meetings with the admin teams about how class formation should take place.
Yeah.
And we are having more meetings that are going to take place with the GT teachers on those campuses and the math leaders on those campuses. We have seen that there's been some confusion on class formation. So those would be like a campus by campus. Some of it just depends. Like, some campuses have very large populations like Julissa, where they might have 8, 9 teachers at a grade level, and other schools may have 3 or 2. And so those are sometimes how those get arranged might be a little different.
Okay, yeah, I was just thinking about, we talked about lessening the spread,
Right.
which I love that idea, but it just doesn't seem that, I didn't know if that was part of the model or not.
Yeah.
So.
And I always use the example, some people have a hard time with what does that clustering mean? And I always like to use the example because most elementary people have been around Harry Potter, right? Or know the premise of Harry Potter, have seen a movie, read the book. And, you know, it's kind of like, think about Hermione. When there's a question asked, what does she immediately always do? Right? She's waving her hand. And as soon as she starts waving her hand in the class, what do the rest of the kids do?
They shrink down.
They shrink down, they stop thinking about it, you know, whatever. So it kind of pulls those kids to be together with other kids, and then kind of that next layer of kid, like I always say, like Ron and Harry, like when the GT kids are out of the way, then those kids now have a chance to rise up too. And this is a research-based, it's not something that like Northside just came up with. This is research-based with 20, 30 years of educational research behind total school clustering. So it's a great model.
Can you talk about the kindergarten GT? Like, does that exist, or GT doesn't start till 1st grade, or how does that?
No, so all of our GT teachers in the district that are kindergarten teachers are 30-hour trained. So they all have the 30 hours. The GT teachers do some specific screeners with the GT kids to kind of see if there's some kids that we might want to refer for testing. And any kinder parent is able to also refer for testing. And once that testing takes place, we do qualify kids. Some schools, depending on their models, some have pull-out services, and some, you know, kind of remain. That's something that we're looking at to kind of change in the future, that they'll be able to have at least a short little pull-out with those kids starting in March of every year.
Awesome, thank you.
Welcome. Yes, ma'am.
So for middle school, looks like you've got a lot going on. So is the mentathlon still going to happen? Is that going to still
No.
exist?
Mentathlon does not exist. It'll be replaced by some other opportunities for the kids.
Okay. And then high school, nothing's happening?
Well, high school, we had some big rocks that had to change really quickly. And so high school is like kind of the next level of focus. So high schools has a really great program. They have, a GT 1 and 2 elective. They have ISM, kids can take that 1 or 2 years. And they also have high school seminars, which are like big kind of specific field trips for them. So we are going to be looking at updating their curriculum starting a little bit this summer, but more starting next summer. Because now kids are going to be coming with skills that we worked on in high school. They're already going to have that from middle school. So we're going to have to make some changes as kids progress through the program.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I just have a quick comment on that, GT. My son is in his second year of it, and at first I was really concerned about it because my son has been so hard to serve at his school that for me, losing the ability to advocate for which teacher I thought would be a fit for him, so I had misgivings about that, but I never thought it would be possible for him to thrive in school as much as he is now under that program. It selects for teachers that are passionate about working with that group, and then they of course get that additional training. So if any of you are waiting for that rollout and a little nervous, feel free to talk to me because it's blown me away.
So I hate to say, but for a very old way of thinking about GT kids and how they would be put in classes, as I always say, like it almost used to be like a deck of cards, like one for you, one for you, one for you, one for you. The problem with that way of thinking is those kids then don't have the opportunity to work and support and challenge each other. And by doing the MAC GT program, that allows those kids to be clustered together, to challenge each other, and to push each other. So thank you for anything else? All right, then my part is finished, and I'm going to turn it back over to Danny.
Thank you so much. So, anytime you see resources being put towards a program, it shows a commitment to the work that's being done there. So obviously, having 2 positions added at the district level shows the priority with which our community is putting GT, and that's a great accomplishment. It's a great accomplishment to the work that you guys do every day because it's that work that's showing it's still worth the investment. So I definitely congratulate y'all for being able to convey that to our leadership through what y'all do every day. Now's the exciting part of the meeting where we get to award some of the money that we fundraise to different activities across our district. And to do that, we're going to have Rebecca Hughes, our treasurer.
Thank you, thank you. Well, I may not get this to stay on me. We will see. There we go. I'm loud, so I know you'll hear me anyway. So, as Danny said, this is the exciting part, hopefully for you and me. As you know, these last couple of years have been really tough. We did not get to do the walkathon at all this year, so disappointing a little bit for me just because those of you that have done it with me know I love it. We just get out there and have a good time, even when we've done it virtually. And Meredith and I have done a show from my living room. It has been great. So we are not through yet. I still have 2 years left that my daughter's in high school. I will be around and still plan on doing it. So know that we will have great things planned for next year. Hopefully everything stays calm and we can continue to keep going and raise some more funds. But obviously we didn't do that this year, but we still wanted to be able to do some good things for our GT teachers out there, and hopefully the way we've done it spreads a little bit of good cheer all the way around, because we couldn't give total money to everybody because we wanted to be able to give a little something to a lot. And so we were able to still give 10 grants out of the money that we left in reserves for this year. So I know that not all these teachers are here, but I'm going to call them out. And if you're here, you can come up. The first one that we have is for Christy Ciceris, Linton Elementary School. We are partially funding your request at $250. So congratulations. I hope that helps your school. The next one I have is for Sari Casares, Martin Elementary School. This is for innovative and engaged learning with Osmo, and we are fully funding you at $482. Thank you. Congratulations. The next one is Gabriella Mills at Glenn Elementary School. We are partially funding you for critical thinking and collaboration for breakout boxes. Not here tonight. Okay. We will hang on to that for her. Next one is Leticia McNabb, Villarreal Elementary School. We're doing a beep beep room bot in technology, and we are fully funding that as well. Congratulations. Next is Robin Aranda at Lewis Elementary School, flexible skills station seating, partially funding that for her. Not here tonight. Next is Andrea Alicia at Connolly Middle School. We are partially funding independent and collaborative discovery stations. Not here tonight. Next is Tracy Henn at Lock Hill Elementary School, structures and origami circuits, and we are partially funding that for you. You're welcome. Congratulations. Next is Elizabeth Chow at Nichols Elementary School, springing into the 21st century with Makerspace, and we are partially funding that for you. Thank you. Congratulations. Laura Kincaid at Knowlton Elementary School, learning in 3D, and we are partially funding that for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Christine Damon at Colby Glass Elementary School. If they build it, they will learn, partially funding that for you. All right. Thank you so much again for all of your support, for all the fundraisers. Not only do we do this, but we do for the high school, the fundraiser at Chipotle. So for any of you that went to Chipotle and bought dinner there that night and helped support those, we will be awarding those scholarships as well next month. And then we will start again. We're going to meet tonight, as in fact, and talk about what we're doing next year. And we will be ready to do some fundraising next year for these two things, because these are very special to my heart to be able to give back to you guys. Thank you. I'll get those back. Sure, absolutely. If you all want to come up.
And we'll get more of those ordered. We had exactly 10.
Oh my goodness.
Can we have all the grant winners up front, please? All the grant winners up front. We want to get a group picture. Right. All right, let me get here. Are we getting all in? Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to get to a slightly nicer slide. There we go. All right, I'll just come in closer too. Awesome! Yay! Yay! Ignite! Thank you.
So, congratulations again to all of our grants winners. It's a testament to yourselves, because for those of you who are unaware, applying for a grant is something optional, and it's something that I find GT specialists that are looking to give something extra to their kids are taking the effort to do that. And so we appreciate that. That's why as an organization we support the idea, because if you're willing to go the extra mile and do that work, we want to support you in doing that. And that's fundamentally the idea behind what we do here at the GTEAC. As a whole, the idea of a parent organization for the GT at the district level is not a requirement in the state of Texas. It's something that some districts do to go above and beyond. And so that is something that Northside has done, and that's something that the community that you're part of is dedicated to. And I hope you feel and appreciate the support, not just from the parents, but also at the district level for what it is you guys do every day. And so I just want to thank you again for that. And that leads us into our next order of business. We have a vacancy on our board, and we're looking for a volunteer. Our secretary will be going on maternity leave, and I've told her we could create a policy, but she's decided she needs to step back and enjoy that first year. And to be honest, I don't blame her. So we are looking for a volunteer if somebody wants to join the board as a secretary. Should we have more than one volunteer, we'll have an election. But we thought we'd start by just asking, is there any volunteer that would be interested?
Well, can you share some details?
Well, you do all the heavy lifting. That's what Meredith has done. Yes. Would you like to describe the position a little bit?
So the board meets about twice a year as outside of the GTEAC meetings. We meet about twice a year, and then most of the communication is via email. But we meet to kind of plan the meetings that are going on throughout the year. We'll have conversations over email to help organize the different events. So kind of planning for our 4 meetings throughout the year. We do have the 4 meetings. And then we'll find ways that we can support additional pieces. I do the social media aspect of it, and that's really pretty easy. You may have noticed I don't tweet a whole lot, and I'm sorry about that, but I do keep the Twitter and the Remind going, so those are kind of 2 of those pieces. We do have kind of a dual secretary role, so there is somebody else to support you, and I'm happy to help give you all the training that you need with that. So yeah, I think that's kind of it, the basics.
Yeah. So fundamentally, she helps a lot with coordinating the communications and technology that we use for our meetings, and that's been some amazing support. We've been fortunate in that she's had a technical background that's allowed her to do that. So I think going forward, if we have a volunteer that's not as tech savvy, then we'll definitely be one, willing to help you acquire those skills, and 2, be supportive of us. You know, what we really need is somebody who's dedicated. Everything else we can teach you. So, any volunteers? Awesome. And what was your name? What's your name?
I'm Tracy Head.
Tracy Head. Oh, excellent. Excellent.
Both sides.
Okay. Well, that's great. Thank you so much. Is there anybody else interested? You going to challenge your election? Anybody? Anybody? No? All right. All right. Well, then that's great, and I appreciate you volunteering for that. As many of you guys know, as I've said in the past many times, besides having 2 kids in Northside, I am also a graduate of the GT program. And that is one of the reasons why I think it's worth my time to dedicate myself to the community and to try to contribute to the work that you guys do and support you. Because we benefit from all of that. And like we're saying with the MAC GT program, and my girls have asked these types of questions before, you know, the amazing part of that program is in the data itself, where you see not just the GT kids excelling, but the kids throughout the entire school also being lifted up by giving them the right opportunities and things like that. And as somebody who's come out of that program and then into the community, I see the need to make sure that everyone at every level is able to contribute and participate. So that's very important. And something I continue to emphasize to parents who have kids in the GT programs is something from my own experience, which is, you know, having your kid in GT is not a guarantee of their success. And I can point to many of my classmates who were in GT that have struggled to be successful in life. And I can point to many people who were not in the GT program, and within my own family, my siblings who were not in GT that have gone on to become doctors and get PhDs and those kind of things. And so it's not a guarantee of success. It is a guarantee that your child needs more resources and more attention. And the purpose of this program and this organization is to be that conduit and that place for help if you need it, to connect you to those resources. So I appreciate all of y'all for being here tonight. and for coming out and participating in that. And again, if there's anything we can ever do for you guys, y'all just let us know, whether it be parents or teachers. So thank you again for coming out, and y'all all have a great evening.